I was working with Vitali to have him come to Colorado. He really wanted to come, Devon. For sure, he wanted to come. But he was ready to come. He was ready to sign the deal. He was committed, and then he said he had pressure, lots and lots of pressure not to come. And he was very upset.
So, this statement from the owner of EVW Sports makes it quite clear that it was in fact Engin Terzi who was not just trying to stop Vitali from getting his visa and going to USA to arm wrestle Devon Larratt, but in fact he successfully managed to do that. Now it's quite disappointing because even Hermes Gasparini discussed something like that in the past. He admitted that he was being pressurized by Engin to take Engin's side, and now we are hearing a similar statement here from Robert Baxter talking about Vitali Laletin. So while Devon and many other arm wrestling fans were calling Vitali out for not being a brave person to go to USA to challenge Devon to get his visa before doing all of that, it was in fact someone else who was trying to stop Vitali. But still, he's a grown-up man. He's also a contracted athlete. If he's being manipulated by someone who doesn't own the company and he's kind of, in a way, violating the contract, it's on him. It's not on Engin Terzi. Or there is a small possibility that Robert could be talking about someone else and it may not be Engin Terzi. You let me know in the comment section what do you think about this situation. So now let's talk about the future. Devon has clearly stated multiple times that he wants Vitali Laletin in March. He's ready for April too. And then in this podcast he suggested that Vitali versus Devon should happen, and around the same time the other match, the match for Levan, should be Levan Saginashvili versus Monster Michael Todd. Levan was okay with that too. Hermes Gasparini wants this.
What
Levan, you must to retire. Retire, my friend.
That's it.
So initially Robert Baxter was saying that Vitali versus Levan is confirmed for February even if Vitali loses to Jerry Cadrat. But then they started talking about a 4-man round robin, and after that, as we've already discussed, there was a discussion of Michael Todd being involved in that discussion too. So things got more confusing, but the fans really liked this podcast that they were kind of troubleshooting this issue live in front of the audience. So the 4-man round robin idea came from Robert Baxter. He wants Devon, Levan, Vitali and Hermes, all of them to arm wrestle every single guy. So this is one example how this format can work out. Total there will be 6 matches. I think it will be perfect if all of the matches are best of 3. The first match can be Levan versus Devon, as Hermes also suggested. Then Hermes versus Vitali. Then third match Levan versus Hermes, Devon Vitali, Levan Vitali, Devon Hermes. So all of the 4 guys have 3 matches each. But there are 2 problems with that. The first one is, which Levan already stated, he doesn't like this format, he doesn't want it to happen, and the reason is if he defeats all 3 of them, then there are going to be no matches left for him. He doesn't want that to happen. And that is the most likely outcome. So Levan is completely right when he's saying that he doesn't want this format. And the second problem, which is kind of related to the first one which Levan projected, is that whoever faces Levan can just decide to lay down. They all can be fighting for the number 2 spot right from the beginning. If Devon tries to mess things up with Levan in the first round, he stops Levan for 10 seconds and then get pinned. In the next round, Vitali can just choose to lay down to Levan. And if Hermes also makes the same mistake, he arm wrestles Levan for 10 more seconds, 20 seconds, because Levan is already a little bit tired after arm wrestling Devon, then probably Vitali can end up beating both Devon and Hermes, or even Levan, if Levan versus Vitali doesn't happen first. So the most logical decision for the 3 arm wrestlers would be to just lay down to Levan. And there is a great possibility that it may happen, except of course everyone goes for the glory to stop Levan and to get the first pin on him. And then there can be a draw as well. So 2 arm wrestlers can win 2 matches and lose 1, and the other 2 can win 1 match and lose 2. That would be exciting too. And there will be 2 small rule changes which I've also been talking about for quite a while now, and I like both of them obviously. Number 1 is same day weigh-ins. So East versus West veins have been the most shadiest veins in the history of any sport. We have almost never been shown those veins, and they happen like 36-40 hours before the event, which is absolutely ridiculous. So Robert may start same day veins, that would be amazing, and then the main events can be best of 7 in the future. Once again, a decision that I think we all should welcome. There can be small corruption in that. For example, let's say arm wrestler A wants it a best of 7, arm wrestler B wants it a best of 5, and A somehow convinces the organizers to set it up as a main event match, but it doesn't deserve to be a main event match. Then there can be a little bit of problem there for the fans. For example, Devon versus Vitali. Vitali wants it to be a best of 5, Devon wants it to be a best of 7, and on the same card we have Michael Todd versus Levan. Devon somehow convinces Robert that Michael versus Levan doesn't deserve to be the main event. The main event should be me versus Vitali. That's how he gets a best of 7 instead of best of 5. But that is a very small problem, like 0.01% of the problems that East versus West should be thinking about. So I think this rule change will be perfectly fine. Thanks for watching, like the video, and I'll see you again.